One of the most common problems I see with especially young men is whenever they get into, let's say, high school or even late middle school, what happens is they realize how alone they really are. They have their own friends and family and they understand that, but there's this craving for some connection, for some love, like things like that. Now, unfortunately, this generation and the one after us is so lost to the point where they normalize things like lust. And, that's one thing. But what happens normally is people get into it way too much. It infiltrates their focus, their daily life, their hobbies, even, and their current friendships and relationships. And I'm gonna be honest, it's pretty hard to lose that craving for love and just eh, I guess any connection with a woman. But I recently thought about it and I realized that I got out of it somehow. Yes, I'm 19, sure, but a lot of men don't lose that and maybe end up reaching their mid 20s, and even then they're just possessed by it and they don't want anything else in life other than that. Which, yes, on one hand it's completely natural, it's in our genes, it's perfectly fine to crave it. But the problem with today's society is that you can easily mistake it with things like lust. And so when these two things are mistaken, the cycle never stops, nothing improves, and nothing ever really happens that is real and long term. Now, you're watching this. You're probably young man, maybe my age, maybe a bit older, maybe a bit younger. So I think chances are you are struggling with that. You are constantly thinking about wanting connection, which again is not a bad thing. But if you see it haunt you for years and you just can't find peace, well, that's a problem. Now, like I said, I think I lost that. I genuinely don't feel like I need it. Now, this is still pretty new to me. I am not sure if I've just started to focus on the things that matter more each day. Maybe I have found my own sense of peace and whatever. Maybe that's why my cravings have kind of slowed and slowly vanished. Like things like lust, even, and it doesn't even really bother me much anymore because I'm just so detached from the things that I wanted for so long, you know? And maybe it's just that, I hope so. But on the other hand, it could be that I'm just, since I lost so many friendships and just saw things don't work out even on the friend level with a lot of people, and I just saw myself being more and more detached and unrelatable, that it just kind of caused me into this more alone, isolated life. Maybe that's why. And I don't really have visions of myself in a relationship or anything more than that in the future. Now, I'm not trying to jinx it, and I'm not closing myself out of it, but I'm just saying that it's not what's on my mind. Therefore, I don't feel the craving. I like seeing others get along. For example, I even really like watching romance stuff, but it doesn't affect me in ways that it used to. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So I'm not sure which side is it, but what I can tell you is that it's very possible to lose those cravings, and from what I keep hearing, and now finally from my own experience, the only way that really works is really to just focus on what you like, focus on what you can do consistently and improve on, and do that for as long as you can. So for me, what's on to my mind is, you know, improving my relationship with food, keep getting bigger, stronger, leaner, just focus on the outside, to my own hobbies and stuff. And since all of those things are not small, and I can just do that over and over and over again, it's just, it lets me live a life that matters and get closer to the life that I want. It allows me to get closer with the one above, and again, these cravings just don't find their place in my day-to-day life. Lustful thoughts rarely come up because of that. I'm not trying to jinx shit, but like, as time goes on, it's gonna get better and better. It's just a fact. So I can only advise you to keep focusing on what you do. Now, one of the worst things that you can do is, while doing so, we're gonna keep manually thinking about these things, like love and lust, and what that's gonna do is it's still gonna train your mind to keep thinking about it and act on it. So what you have to do is just let those thoughts go. Whenever they come up, don't force them out, just let them be, and they will go. Just keep doing what you were trying to do. So it's a weird feeling. I just realized it recently, but it works. So um you don't have to be like the rest of our generation. You don't have to be possessed by the craving for connection, for love, for relationship, for women for lustful, bad, horrible things. You can be free by doing things that make you feel free. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's all for today. Let me know what you think. Let me know what else you're struggling with. Maybe I can help. Maybe I can drop some Socrates level wisdom on you. Maybe not. And yeah, see you next time.